Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanished Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costamas. This is episode 496, season 20. Today's date is November 29th, 2025, and welcome to the show. On today's program, I'm going to talk about my memories. It's sort of a tribute to Jobo. He was a disc jockey that was on B96 for many years. His name was Jobo Bohannon or Jobo Colburn. He died at the age of 70. Such a shame. That was a shock. And I will talk about my memories of him also with his partner, Eddie Volkman. They were together for many, many years. Also, I'll talk about giving an update on my Thanksgiving, how that went, my health status. I'll give you a report on that. Also, I will read a 1985 directory from Water Tower Place. Yes, it's still there, but it's changed drastically over the years. So I'm going to tell you what stores were open during the 80s, because I went there all the time during that decade. Before I get started, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by General Foods International Coffees. And here's a commercial from 1975 that featured actress Carol Lawrence. If you remember, she was in a lot of movies, TV. So I'll talk about her as well. And so right now, just sit back and relax and just enjoy a nice cup of coffee with Carol Lawrence on General Foods International Coffees. Sorry about that. So I'll be right back with the rest of the show, folks. Thank you.
There's something about a gray, rainy day that makes a delicious coffee like Cafe Vienna a real treat. This General Foods International coffee has a touch of cinnamon flavor that's like a touch of old Vienna. You know, when it's cold and damp on the outside, it takes a very special coffee to make you feel warm and relaxed on the inside.
General Foods International Coffees. It's our flavor that makes us special.
Okay, everyone, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial from 1975, General Foods International Coffees. They were broadcasted in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I remember these very well. At the time, 1970, I was too young to drink coffee. I had it later in the 80s. I tried a couple of them. They were not bad, you know. They came out. So let me give you a brief history about this product. The first three flavors that were launched was Cafe au Lait. I think it was L-A-I-T. I don't know if you pronounce it. It renamed Cafe Francais. My French is bad. Swiss Mocha and Cafe Vienna. Now, that's the one that Karen Lutz was talking about. Swiss Mocha I liked, and also liked French Vanilla. And they had also Cappuccino. Yeah, I don't know what else they had. Cafe Mocha, maybe. Or maybe it was renamed. I don't know. So, you know, flavored coffees are everywhere. If you go to Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or go to your neighborhood grocery store and just buy some, you know, and whatever you're in the mood. I like French Vanilla. I like that. Or, no, I like French Vanilla, but I like Cafe Mocha. You know, I went to the comic book convention this past month, you know, in October. I waited in line in Starbucks. I had a 30-minute wait. You know, that was crazy. You know, luckily I had talked to somebody in front of me, and I ordered Cafe Mocha. It was pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Coffee, for me, I like coffee black, no cream, no sugar. I don't know. With cream, it tastes funny. With sugar, I don't want it sweet that much, you know, trying to watch it. But I just like it black. I have been drinking like that ever since college. I'll never change. And I get funny looks from people if I'm drinking coffee. Well, so what? I don't care. All right. Carol Lawrence. She was an actress. She appeared in musicals, theater, TV, movies, and she was the one who created the role of Maria on Broadway in West Side Story. You remember the movie? And then I think. Who was the other one? I think it was Natalie Wood. You know, I haven't seen the movie in a long time. I got to watch it. And so, she's a Chicago native. She was born in Melrose Park, because Melrose Park had I think they still have an Italian population over there. So, and then, she was born there. She went to Proviso Township High School in Maywood. She went there. Okay. And she's still with us. Yeah, she's still with us. And she is 93. I doubt she's acting, so God bless her. She sang beautifully. She was very pretty lady, like that. So she did a movie one time with Linda Blair. It was a TV movie. I forgot the name of it on the top of my head. It was like this nanny that came over, or like a friend, and she was a witch. So that was one of the greatest movies in the 70s, and that was I can't think of the name of the movie. I see if you can find it on YouTube if you want to look at it. Okay. All right. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about I'm going to do a tribute to Jobo from B96, and then I'll read a 1985 directory from the Water Tower Place shopping center. It's located in Chicago's Gold Coast. Yes, it's still there, and but a lot has changed. But I'll tell you what stores are there now, and you get the idea. Before I get started, let me tell you about my Thanksgiving. It was beautiful. We had it at home. My mom cooked a great meal. As always, it was just me, my brothers, and her. We helped her out as much as we can. She's 90, so she's got to take it easy. But she was so exhausted, so I told her to just rest, We'll take care of the dishes and everything, put everything away. And we're going to have leftovers tonight. So we had we had breasted turkey. It was just, about 12 pounds. That was enough. She made chestnut stuffing, sweet potatoes, Greek style potatoes, cranberry sauce out of the can. My brother detests that, but I love it. My other brother likes it too. Let's see what else we had. Yeah, that's it. And then dessert, we had lemon meringue pie. We didn't buy pumpkin. I love pumpkin, but the rest of the family are not crazy about it. So maybe someday if I go to a restaurant, I'll order one in our Thanksgiving. I will do that. Okay. Now, this week I had a PET scan on Tuesday. I didn't post anything because I want to talk to the doctor first, which will be December 9th. It looks like I'm going to start a new treatment soon. It's going to be Plovito. I think it's going to be that. And she's going to discuss my PET scan. What I'm going to say is there's a little advancement in the growth of the lesions. Not too bad, but my PSA is very high. So I think I'm going to be okay. So we got to wait. I have a feeling I probably won't start treatments maybe after Christmas. I doubt before Christmas. I don't think so. I'll be trying to find a spot. It will not be done at the cancer center, which I've been going to the past year. I will be going to McNeil Hospital. I'm going to the hospital itself because it's Plovito is not chemo. It's a liquid it's radiation. It's liquid form. So when you connect yourself to an IV, it goes through the entire body and finds the cancer. And I've asked my other oncologist, is it good? Does it work? He said it's most effective. Yeah. Hopefully this will work for me. I hope so. It's crazy. But I feel fine. I feel okay. I'm okay. All right. So let's get started. We're going to talk about Jobo. When I heard the news that he passed away, I was surprised, and so was everyone else in the entertainment field and the fans and all that. Let's see. I became friends with him on Facebook. I didn't talk to him much, maybe once in a while, and he sent me a message. He sent me a message one time. He knew I was going through the treatments, and he said, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're doing better, which is nice. I'm glad he did that. Okay, let me give you a history about him. He was born in Ottawa, Illinois, and Before he joined B96, he worked a few other radio stations. Only one I could that's described on the website of CBS is in Cleveland, and then he joined B96, which is WBBM FM in 1984. But then he did the evening show. So I think Eddie Volkman maybe did the morning. Maybe, I don't know what time. I don't remember. I'll tell you about my history, my memories of B96 in a moment. So in 1988, they teamed up and they did the morning show. But Eddie Volkman was with other people. And then their chemistry just clicked. It was like when you listen to them, it was like the perfect duo, like famous comedy teams like Laurel and Hardy, Abbott and Costello, Rowan and Martin. You get the idea, Martin and Lewis. You get the picture. So his real name, Jobo, was Joseph Bohannon E. Colburn. When I posted about him, I put Bohannon. I didn't put the Colburn, so I apologize for that. So they were together for 26 years. Now, I started listening to B96 before that, like in the early 80s, and like when MTV exploded. And they play the hits, and I remember I had a little radio. I used to listen when I was a kid. No, I'm not a kid. I was about 19, 20, and I was going to Daly College at the time, and I was working at Burger King. Excuse me. So I started listening to the radio, and I got hooked on it. I love B96. Back in the old days, it was a great station to listen to. Now it's okay, but I don't listen to it. No. I listen to oldies. I listen to Me FM. So I do that. And so they had a 24, they did that, they were there from 1984 to about 2008 or something like that. And then they were fired. I'm not going to say why. I know what happened, but I'm not going to say it on the air because it's too controversial. So, and then they were hired by WLS on Saturday nights in 2010. And then a year later, in 2011, they did the morning show on 104.3 K Hits on 2011. That used to be, remember, Magic 104 in the 80s. They were there only about a year. And then when they went back to WLS, then Eddie Volkman got hired by other stations. He's on WSSR now. But Jobo retired. I don't know why. He just, I think he got fed up or something, or he's tired, so that was fine with them. And then let's see. Also, they had someone else called another person, Karen Hand. I got to talk about her. She was there, I don't know, in the beginning or later. I'm not sure. I didn't do research on that. I'm sorry. So, Eddie Volkman, I am friends with him on Facebook. I do talk to him. He's a very nice man. He's wonderful. I talk about his dad on Van Chicagoland. He loves listening to that. Well, he should know. So that he's a nice guy, and he always has jokes and stuff like that. So that's kind of. I'm kind of sad, and I tell him I'm sorry, about your partner. It's everyone was in mourning for a couple of days about what happened. So. That's a shame. It really is, But Jobo had a very unique voice. His voice was perfect for radio, and it was booming. He was something. I wish I'd met him. I wish I did, but I didn't have the opportunity. So that's sad. That really is. So I think you can listen to a few clips on YouTube or somewhere on the internet. You can listen to their past shows or any, audio clips like that. So his voice will live on forever. Yeah. So my condolences to his family. And he was one of a kind. Okay. Okay, right now I'm going to take a break, and then when I come back, I'm going to read a 1985 directory from the Water Tower Place in Chicago on Michigan Avenue. I think the address is 835. Yes, it's still there, but a lot has changed since then, and I will explain why. Okay. Right now, the break I'm going to play is a Christmas commercial from 1987 about Water Tower Place. And when I saw it on YouTube, it was kind of cool. It was nice. And I sort of remember this. So sit back and relax. Let's go back to the 80s and to listen a commercial from 1987, Water Tower Place. And when I come back, we will do a directory. This is from the Chicago Tribune, dated November 24th, 1985. Oh, and one last thing. I was going to read a directory from 1975 and 1987 or something like that. No, I made a mistake. I apologize for that. It will just be from 1985. So this was 40 years ago. I'm going to tell you what stores were there and what restaurants. So it'll be fun. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the rest of the show, folks. Thank you.
Give yourself Water Tower Place for the holidays.
Okay, I am back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Water Tower Place. That was from 1987. It was a Christmas commercial. Let me give you a history of this wonderful establishment. Okay. So this opened 50 years ago. It's a... it's a mall, and it was named after the Chicago Water Tower. That's the original water tower that's across the street from over there. It was the pumping station, like that. Okay. So, when it opened, it had two anchor stores. One was, of course, Marshall Field's, and the other one was Lord & Taylor. Okay. And over the years, it got very popular, mostly like the 80s and 90s and so forth and so forth. But, over the years, things have changed. And then Lord & Taylor closed in 2007. And Marshall Field's, of course, was converted to Macy's in 2006, which is a dark day for all of us. I wish it didn't happen. So Macy's struggled for the years like that. Then they lost their lease and they closed in 2021. So it was about 4 years ago, like that. Nothing took its place there. There was rumored Target might move in, but I heard there was a Target store nearby. I think like on Grand Avenue, somewhere east. That's the last I heard. So let's see. So they had like 7 floors or 8 floors. I'll double check, just to be sure. Just a moment, please. Let me get it up. It's 5th level, 6th level, yeah. So they had like 7 levels, I think. That's what I'm told. I don't think there was 8. No, I could be wrong. Anyway, so the remaining stores was, of course, Akira, American Girl, Bath and Body Works, Chico's, Eileen Fisher, Express, Finish Line, Forever 21, Hollister Company. There might be some gone already. They had the Lego store, Sunglass Huts, and White House Black Market. I have the current listings, what they have here, so I'm going to read them off. It's very short. So they have Acupressure Massage, Adidas, Aeropostale, Akira, All-Star Elite, Ultra State, American Girl, Bath and Body Works, Broadway Playhouse, Cartronics, Chicago Sports Museum, Chico's, Claire's, designs by Yanina, Eileen Fisher, Eugene, I don't know what that is, Express, Fashion Bar, Finish Line, Free People, Gateway Newsstand. I don't know if they still have a newsstand. I don't know. That's weird. Hero Fashion, Hollister, California. Hubbard Street Dance, Chicago. That's the theater. iPro Repair and Accessories. J. Jill, Johnson and Murphy, Lacoste, Lego, Lids, Locker Room. by Liz. Moxie Eyewear. Just a moment, please. My mouse went crazy. Where I left off. Okay. Family Activities ahead. It's printed by Penguin, Ragstock, RD Bro Bouquet, C, Soma, Spirits and Spice, Squishable, Sunglass Hut, Exhibit House, Unicorn World, and WHBM. They opened a Harry Potter thing nearby. I don't know if it's on Water Tower Place. I'm not sure. Anyway, so now the restaurants they have. Let's see what they have there at the Water Tower Place. 2K Burger, American Girl Cafe, Auntie Anne's, that's the pretzels, Cold Mocha Cafe, Garrett Popcorn, that's good. Gusto Slicey Pizza, Harry Carey's. Just a moment, please. Okay, they have Jojo Shake Bar, Mua, Red Mango, Timo, Waffle and Brew, Wild Bow, and Wild Berry. Not much. They used to have a McDonald's there a long time ago. I'll get to that in a moment. Okay. So they have other businesses there as well. They have dentist's office and a lot of dental offices there. Okay. Now, lately they said they're going to convert some of the floors in office space, which is great because if you leave it vacant, that's not a good idea. But, people were griping, complaining like, oh, it wasn't like it used to be. But something, things have changed. People do online shopping. They shop online now, because especially young people, they don't want to walk to a store, which is ridiculous. And to me, I mean, you need to exercise, and you want to see, if you buy clothes, you want to see what you're going to wear. I wouldn't order online. I want to see if it fits me. Because when I buy clothes, sometimes it doesn't fit. It's either too small, it's too big, or it's just perfect. It's like, you know what? It's like playing Wheel of Fortune. That's how, you don't know when it's going to land like that, But over the years, they're trying to improve. So maybe they're going to bring more businesses, Michigan Avenue. This is how it is. Some stores close, and then some open, some reopen or move, so because of the with COVID and all the nonsense that happened in 2020. So it's still in everyone's perception. You got to think of the future, and I've heard from a lot of people, I like to go there one day, the Michigan Avenue, and I've heard some people, it's busy. It's still busy. People are shopping. Most is tourists, ignore negative stuff. That doesn't work. Just go and enjoy yourselves, go out to dinner. It's still, the Magnificent Mile is still magnificent to me. It's still wonderful, But times change. Can't help that. What are you going to do? All right. So, right now I have the ad, and it lists all the stores that are there. And it also, Lord and Taylor was still there, Marshall Fields, of course. And then, so I'm going to read what was on each level of what businesses were there, and then it might trigger your memories. So it's kind of cool. Okay. So this will be fun. So on the ground level, you have Eastern Newsstand, Fannie Farmer, First Security Bank, Flower Island, Lord and Taylor, Marshall Fields, Plitt Water Tower Theaters. They had the theaters there, remember? Yeah. The Mezzanine, they had the Chestnut Street Grill. Someone sent me an email a little while back, and can you please find a menu of this place? And I said, yes, I will. I haven't done that. That was about months ago, and I haven't done it in a while. I'll keep that in mind. So I'll try to find one, because I heard the restaurant was good. I never eaten there. So it's Eternity. It's like Eternity. You get the idea. First Security Bank, Hillary's, Joy, Tiny Time. Of course, Lord and Taylor, Marshall Fields, V de France, Watchworks, and Watchworks 2. Okay. Here we go. So that's the first level. It's like when you walk in the entrance. Second level, you have Baskin. Remember Baskin? Yeah, that was a good store. Dunhill, Alfred, in London. I think that's cigarettes, like a tobacco shop, I believe. Etc. Florsheim. Liebel Jewelers, Lord and Taylor, Marshall Fields. Merrill Chase Galleries, remember that? Primitive Arts Limited, the Goldsmith, the Cron Chocolatier. It's in the Theater Cafe, in parentheses, the Theater Cafe, and of course the Plitt Water Tower Theaters. Okay, there we go. Now we go to the third level. Charles Jourdan. This is Corregis. I can't pronounce it, so I'll spell it Courre with an accent, Ges. Dana Cote d'Azur. This is a fashion, like boutiques like that. That's what it sounds like to me. Georgette Klinger, Guy Laroche, Hallmark, Henry K. Jewelers, remember that? Jaeger, of course, Lord and Taylor was there. Louis Vuitton, Louise W., Marshall Fields, North Beach Leather. I remember that store. Optique Boutique, Rizzoli International Bookstore and Gallery. I remember Rizzoli. I remember that bookstore. I did go there. Someone asked me, can you talk about that bookstore? And I said, yes, I will. That's an interesting topic. Also, Robert Vance Limited, Robert Vance for Women, Rodney of Paris, Tennis Lady, The Custom Shop, The Limited, Thimbles, and Vidal Sassoon. You go there when you get your hair done. Okay, so the fourth level had Aventura. I remember that. Banana Republic, Cook's Mart. Remember that too. DeBruccio's Pizzeria, Enchante, FOA Schwartz. They were there. Maybe they moved to Michigan Avenue after that, because I think in the 90s. Okay. Horfritz for Cutlery. Crocs and Bertanos had a store there. Yeah, I had a picture of that. Oh, that's great. I love this bookstore. I still miss it. Lord and Taylor, Mama San / A Taste of Japan. I remember that restaurant. Marshall Fields, M. Hyman and Sons, Big Men and Tall Men. I remember that store very well. Music Land, Pennington's Do Canada, Rocks, The Gap, The Optical Shop, The Tinderbox, Video Concepts, and Vogue Fabrics. Oh, okay. So at the time, this is from November 24, 1985, that place was a full house. It was packed. They had probably no vacancies at the time, so that's cool. Okay, so we go to the fifth level. It's Old Diana's Old Fashioned Fudge. Benton, I remember that. Casual Corner. Connie's Shoes. The Country Seat. Crabtree and Evelyn. Florsheim and / Thayer McNeil. You can combine that. It's a shoe store. Holland's Jewelers. Lord and Taylor. Marshall Fields. McDonald's. When I was in the area, I always went to that McDonald's, and it was very classy. When you get a Big Mac. But it was pricey, but it was very clean, very, good service. I remember that. Merle Harmon's Fanfare, Paul Harris, remember that. Peck and Peck, Radio Shack, T. Edwards, The Jewel Box, The Print Bar, The Record Store, The Shopper Papagallo, the Talbots, This Little Piggy, and Thornton's English Chocolate Shop. Okay, now we go to the sixth level. August Max, Cachet, Charles A. Stevens. I forgot they had a store there. Yeah, that's cool. Christian Bernard, Collector's World, Davis for Men, Dos Hermanos Restaurant. I remember this restaurant. Yeah, I never been there. And someone else asked me for a menu to read that. I will try to find it. Eddie Bauer, of course. Green's Luggage, Joy Selby, Lady Madonna, Maternity Boutique, Laura Ashley, Limited Express, Lord and Taylor, Marshall Fields, you get the picture. Naturalizer, Over the Rainbow, Renaissance, Shalimar Gift Center, Smith Brothers Shoe Parlor, the Tannery West, Thorpe Furs, and Topiary. I don't know what that is. No clue. Okay. Now we go to the last level, the seventh level. Accent Chicago, Art Explosion, Bath and a Half, Beagle and Company, that's Snoopy and Friends. It's probably sold peanut stuff. Beauty and the Beast, Bigsby and Crothers, The Suit People, Caswell Massey, Charles A. Stevens Petites. That was the Petite section. Citicorp Savings. D.B. Kaplan's Delicatessen. People still miss that place. They said it was wonderful. Fantasies, Godiva Chocolates, Hank's Shoes, Isanti, Joy's Clock Shop, Joy's Telephones. Someone named Joy owns this place. Le Sports Sac, Liberty of London, Lord and Taylor, Marshall Fields, also on the 8th floor, Mrs. Fields Cookies, Pablo Real Boutique, Pablo Real Gallery Bustamante, Picture Us, Rare and Fair, The Shutterbug, The Christmas Company, The Crystal Sweep, The Gamesters, The White Hall Company Jewelers, Top Brass, and Wicks and Sticks. Okay. Underneath they have a dining and entertainment. So I'll read these again so you would remember. Restaurants. That's Chestnut Street Grill, D.B. Kaplan's Delicatessen, Di Bruscio's Pizzeria, Dos Hermanos Restaurant. I think I pronounced that right. Hillary's. Marshall Field's The Tower Room, the Ritz-Carlton. It was there. They had the bar, the cafe, the dining room, the greenhouse, the terrace, the theater cafe, Vide de France. And fast food, they had Eternity with EA, Mama San / A Taste of Japan, and of course McDonald's, and of course they had the Plitt Tower, Water Tower theaters. Okay. And the malls, holiday shopping started Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturday and Sunday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., sometimes the extended hours. Parking is available at Water Tower Place, direct access to the Atrium Mall. Okay. One last thing about Water Tower Place, what I liked the most was, when you go to the entrance and you go to the escalator, is riding the elevator. That is the coolest thing. It is glass. You could see everything, and it's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. I loved it. I really love that, So maybe someday I will go to Water Tower or go to Michigan Avenue. We'll see. Maybe when the weather gets a little warmer. We'll see about that. And check it out myself. Because, like I said before, in the surrounding area of Michigan Avenue, there's stores opening. And they opened Harry Potter, which is a big hit. Yeah, that's cool. They opened a Dr. Seuss exhibit. I don't know if it's still open. Probably not. And so that took the space there. So you know what? It evolves. That's because, yesterday I saw on the news that most of the malls were busy. I went to Chicago Ridge Mall yesterday on the way. I was at the record store and I was on the way. I had to pick up a couple things. My brother texted me. I went to Aldi and Chicago Ridge Mall, and the place was packed. Not the Aldi, the mall. You couldn't find parking. So, but it's the holiday season, so that's how it is. Okay. All right, so that's it for the show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about a Jobo from B96. I did a tribute episode about him. Also, I read a directory. This is from the Chicago Tribune, dated November 24th, 1985, of Water Tower Place that's located at 835 North Michigan Avenue in Chicago in the Gold Coast neighborhood. Okay. This podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Breaker, Overcast, iHeartRadio, Podbean. If you have those apps on your phones, or your tablets, tap on them, tap follow, and you receive a notification of the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also, it'll be published on my blog, www.vanchicago.blog. The links are there if you go to the blog. If you put in your email, you probably get a notification, and then you can click the link on that. That's your choice. That's your option. Also, it'll be on my YouTube channel, and again and again and again, people are asking, where do I find your podcast? I want to listen to your podcast. You can listen on YouTube. Do a search in YouTube. Type in Van Chicago on Stories or my name, Pico Stanis. You will find it. Click subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. All the episodes are there. You receive a notification of the latest episodes on your devices. You can listen to your car, or you can stream it on your TV if you have Spotify or any apps. Also, be sure to have my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. They'll have the links. Okay, so if you can't link on those, just just go to the places I just mentioned before. Okay, All right, tomorrow I will do another podcast episode and another menu. I just found a menu. This is something I discussed this with somebody yesterday about this, and luckily I found the menu, and I'm kind of excited to read it. It's some people might remember this restaurant, some people don't, but we'll see what happens. Okay, it'll be fun. All right, so this is Pico Sash, your host of Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me today. It's snowing. It's still snowing. It's going to be fun tomorrow, shoveling. My brother's going to shovel. He's got the snowblower, but he asked me, please do not go with me. I want you to rest, because you're recovering. I'll try to help a little, but, I just don't want him doing it by himself like that. All right. So, yes, I will do another podcast episode, and this will be a lot of fun. Yeah, so it's still snowing. Hopefully it'll be done overnight, and I checked the forecast, for the following week, and no snow. It's just going to be cold. It'll be dry, so thanks. That's good. That's good. It's not consistent. All right, so here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from our famous Chicago guy, and legend and my personal friend Ray Rayner with a little traveling music saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay. All right. So everyone take care. Be safe. Be careful. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.